Welcome to the behind the scenes of our Spec commercial, which we did for the Canadian Club Whiskey. For this Spec commercial, we used a vertical anamorphic setup on the Sony FX6, and here's how it went.
Today we're shooting a Spec commercial for whiskey on the Atlas Mercury Anamorphics, rigged vertically on the FX6. It's gonna be good.
Conrad, what are we doing here?
So just making a quick little fire, and we're gonna be shooting an ad for a whiskey brand. Just getting the fire ready, and Keaton, our actor, is gonna be here very soon, and we'll start rolling.
So Conrad, the director, and I came up with a very simple idea for the Spec. It's supposed to be just a guy, kicking back by the campfire, enjoying a cup of whiskey. It's a very simple idea for, a very simple product, and that's one of the reasons why we decided to film it in this format. So what is vertical anamorphic? Essentially, you are turning your camera vertically, and then you're mounting your anamorphic lens just in the regular orientation as you usually would. So this is only possible with PL lenses. So if you're using something like a Sony FX6, you're gonna need a PL to E adapter. And with the PL mount, you're able to put in the lens in any orientation that you want, or to a certain degree. So even though the camera is vertical, you can still mount the lens horizontally. So what's happening here is your vertical shot is now being squeezed by the anamorphic lens, and then you're de-squeezing it in post, and instead of getting a vertical image, you're getting more of a square aspect ratio. The best part of doing this technique is you're getting all the amazing characteristics that an anamorphic lens such as the Atlas Mercury comes with: the oval bokeh, the horizontal flares, the vignetting and distortion. You're getting all those characteristics, but you're not sacrificing screen real estate. Your traditional anamorphic kind of aspect ratio, you have the letter boxes on the top and bottom, and you're losing a lot of image, especially if you're posting this on social media where you're posting it in a vertical or square aspect ratios such as Instagram or TikTok.
We're just setting up the fire, waiting for lighting levels to be set, and then we're gonna be shooting very soon.
This is Conrad, expert fire maker.
Give like a smaller piece that I can.
He's a fucking Boy Scout.
Throw that in.
Now also depending which camera you're using, what sensor you're using, whether you're shooting full frame, Super 35, if you have open gate, whether you use a 2x anamorphic or 1.5x anamorphic, you are gonna get different results. So I would highly recommend you experiment. I think next time I would use a 2x anamorphic because you get more of a 4:3 aspect ratio, whereas with the 1.5x, at least on a 16:9 sensor, you're getting kind of like a 4:5. So now that you know what vertical anamorphic is, the reason we chose it for the Spec commercial is because vertical, as much as filmmakers don't like it, and neither do I really, it is kind of a new format that we have to get used to in delivering in. And if I can kind of break some rules and introduce a little more characteristics into my image, I'm gonna do it. So this new kind of vertical anamorphic workflow works really well for me because you're getting those cool characteristics of anamorphic, and you don't have to crop half your image out. Alright, now for the fun stuff. Let's do a quick rig breakdown. Like I mentioned before, we're using the Sony FX6 with the Atlas Mercury 1.5x squeeze anamorphic lenses. These lenses are awesome. I love their characteristics. And the best part is that even if you're shooting normal horizontal, the 1.5x on a 16:9 sensor isn't too drastic. So we actually shot another Spec for Kia, and we used the standard anamorphic aspect ratio for that, and that turned out phenomenal. Obviously, you have to have your onboard monitor rigged vertically, and you have to have your focus pullers monitor also rigged vertically, so it's kind of a unique setup, and it's definitely an interesting workflow that you kind of have to get used to. So I was using the Tilta cage along with the vertical kind of conversion. It kind of goes into the side grip and it allows you to mount your base plate there, and it has that swivel top handle that allows you to, it allows you to still have a top handle even though your camera is rigged vertically. It's definitely a weird setup. It takes a bit of time to get used to, but if you're using this once in a while, it's actually kind of fun just to switch up your rig.
So we got Lucas and Bobby setting up the lights. Right above me, spotlight bouncing off, giving us that fire effect.
And of course, I love adding practicals, especially when you're shooting anamorphics. So I was using these fairy lights in the back just to, get that cool bokeh. We had some bulbs, some B7C bulbs on the shed as well, just to add more depth. Really happy with how it all turned out. And here is the final product.
Canadian Club. Refreshingly Canadian.
That's a wrap on the Spec ads, guys. Good shit, everyone.
Okay, so when can I expect pay?
Alright guys, that's going to be it for this breakdown of our Canadian Club Spec commercial. If you'd like to see more breakdowns in the future, please drop a like and a comment and let me know. I'd love to make more. So I'll see you guys in the next video.